you thought we could keep away. You thought wrong. We're back. Full Board Vision's back. Same beats, different logo. Yeah, my music production team have had a few days off, so not much has changed there. But my graphic design team have been hard at work, as you can see. And, you know, credit to them, they're understaffed. Understaffed, but they are overpaid, so that's good. Good for them. Alright, well, you know the drill by now. We're going to play some blindfold games. Blindfold rapid games. And you know, why don't we just jump straight in? So the way it works is we play some blindfold games. There we go. So the board beneath me is what I can see. No pieces. On the board on the right, that's the live board. That's what everyone else can see. And I'm going to show you what I'm thinking by drawing some arrows. And generally just having a good time, doing what I enjoy. Just playing blindfold chess. So D6. You know, we've got coloured arrows now, look at this. D6. This is the Philidor, right? Probably either Bishop C4, which is what I played, or D5 are both good moves. D4 are both good moves. So I have two pieces developed. They got none. Okay, A6, H6, sorry. Now if you play D6 and you follow it with H6, kind of start to think like, you know, we should be playing to develop some pieces if we're black. The point of putting a pawn on H6 is to cover the G5 square, so, you know, knight can't land there. So fair enough, but my knight wasn't going there anyway, or at least I wasn't planning on putting it there. Now, shall I recapture on D4 with my queen or with my knight? Or should I play Gambit style and castle? I think I should just take back with a knight. My audio team has also been hard at work, so they may make an appearance at some point. This guy's 1581, so it's been a while since we played someone who's nearly 1600. Queen, Bishop E7 on the board. Okay, we're already behind on time, so do we need to make some quick moves? Probably. Let's think. Well, I'm not sure I want to castle kingside just yet, so knight c3 is usually a safe move. Where are their pawns? Their pawns... So we always have to make sure we understand the pawn structure. Well, that one just moved. And where are our pawns? Just looking normal. Okay, c6, what did that do? It works against the c6, I mean this move. So the pawn on c6 works against the c3 knight. It covers d5, for example. There's no pawn on e5 anymore, is there? So I could play bishop f4. So for me it's a choice between bishop f4 or long castle, or short castle. The reason I like bishop f4 is so that I can then play queen d2 and then I can castle long, and I quite like that against Philidors. I just need to make sure I'm not doing anything stupid, but they've only got one piece developed. Maybe I should be trying to, like, force e5 through. But with my knight on d4, I'm not really sure I can do that. So I'm going to go and play bishop f4. Already quite far behind on the clock now. 1.5 minutes. So it's important that I don't get behind on time and that I know where the pawns are. Now this does invite the move g5, but I'm not worried about g5. just feels wrong to be pushing pawns when you haven't completed your development, or even, to be honest, really started your development. What's that? Bishop e7 and that's it? Come on, Sergey. Right. b5 attacks c4 and has a plan of pushing b4 to destabilize my knight. In conjunction with c6 prevents me from hopping in. I don't think that's a problem. The only question now is, what do I do with this bishop? I think I just drop it back to b3, to be honest. If b4 is being played, I just drop to e2, I think. That's what I reckon. Hey, Sergey's a Lichess patron, so good on you. Good on you, Sergey. 1960. Sergey 1960. Is this guy 65? Lichess patron, playing rapid games on a Thursday night. That's where I want to be in 25 years' time. Alright, bishop b7. Okay, bishop b7 cuts through the position. It hits e5. Well, it doesn't, because there's a pawn on c6. So it doesn't do that yet. If there weren't a pawn on d6, I might try and hop a knight to c5 somehow, but I can't do that. What should I do? I think I should just play queen d2 and just carry on doing what I was doing. Okay, I think the plan for them is to play b4, unsettle this knight, and then somehow hit out against e4. That's what I think, so I'm just going to play queen to d2. I feel like I'm getting into hot water somehow here, but I'm probably not. I'm just developing everything. Where are the pawns? They're here. Sorry. b5. My pawns are like so. I've got a bishop on b3, knight on c3, knight on d4, queen on d2, bishop on f4, king on e1, rook on h1, rook on a1. They've got bishop on b7, on e7, still knights on g8 and b8, queen d8, rook a8, and h8, king e8. And again, with a pawn structure that's looking like this, and for me, a pawn structure that's looking like this. Use my colours, I should be using my colours. Okay, we're getting some time back, and it's, you know, okay, knight has been played to d7. Okay. Have I castled long? Not yet. Queen d2 is my last move, so I don't think knight d7 really does anything that I need to worry about. Can the knight drop into c5? The knight can drop into c5, attacking my bishop. It's kind of annoying, actually. That is kind of annoying, but I'm just going to say that that's another 2 moves they're going to use to win the bishop pair. I'm going to be fully developed. And they're going to have, you know, 2 pieces developed. I mean, can I just throw in rook e1 and then just play e5? That's what I want to do. Does this knight in c5 threaten anything? Okay, I guess threatening knight takes b3, ab, maybe cb, actually. After knight takes b3. It hits my queen, so it does come with a tempo. No, knight takes, probably after knight takes b3, I'll play knight b3. Okay, shall I play e5 straight away? I don't see why I shouldn't do that. So do let's. See what happens. Right, I probably should have put my king on b1 before any of this. A good player would have played king b1 and rook h e1 before they did anything else. I'm expecting knight takes b3. Knight takes b3.
Expected.
So I'll just take back. Okay, so now comes the move d5. So that's kind of odd because they've got this construction going on with their dark light square bishop here blocked behind these pawns. And they've just allowed us to jump into c5. Only they haven't because their bishop's protecting it. So not quite yet. But at some point we will be able to. Perhaps if we were to combine it with queen d4, for example. E6 looks like a move that you just want to play. If I already had a rook e1 in the position, that would be great. I'm not worried about d4, I don't think so. I'm more worried about b4. More so. On b4 I'll play knight a4, and then I'll get to c5, so I'm not worried about that either. Rook e1. Rook hc1. Now we've finished our development. Right, where are all these pawns? 7 pawns like so, 7 pawns like so. They've got a light square bishop on b7, dark square bishop on e7, a knight on g8, queen on d8, king e8, rook h8, rook a8. We've got rook a1. Nope, we haven't. Rook on e1 and d1. Queen on d2. Knight on g3. Knight on f3. And a bishop on f4. Alright. So I think I know what's coming. I think a4 is coming. And this just feels like, nah. Just nah. Surely not. I just feel like there's no danger at all from this king side, queen side expansion from them. Maybe I'm misguided. Perhaps I should have played king b1. But I've gone e6. I'm going to throw the spanner into the works. f5. Wow. Wow, indeed. Okay. Bishop f5. Sorry, f5 is played. I really want to land a queen on h4. I gave up my light squares, my light square bishop, so I can't do that. But I can play, a move like, for example, queen e2 would threaten queen h4. Does it do anything else? I don't know. I really want to play knight takes d5, but it probably doesn't work right now. Maybe the bishop on f4 looks like it might do some damage. Is there a queen? Okay, so queen e2. Maybe the queen also could get into e5. I'm running very low on time right now. By the way, c5 looks inviting, were it not for bishop e7. So queen d4 also springs to mind. To meet a4 with knight c5. And also to threaten queen takes g7. So if they were to castle, they can't castle because they've got a knight here. So actually queen d4, that looks quite annoying actually. They'll play bishop f6. Bishop f6. Queen d4, bishop f6. Can we see something? Bishop e4 maybe there? Yeah, bishop e5, sorry. Okay, so the line I'm thinking of is queen d4, bishop f6, bishop e5. Let's do that. Pretty sure they've still got a knight up here on g8. I'm hoping that this pawn of ours on e6 is going to be an annoyance for them. Knight f6 played. Wasn't expecting that. As much as bishop f6, okay. Now I think I want to play knight c5. So the threat is knight takes b7. Okay. Now, I think loss of the dark square bishop in this position where, you know, black has this kind of light square thing going on is not good. There are holes everywhere. C5, D6, E5, B6. On the other hand, D5 looks like a nice square. B4, okay, so B4 hits C3. And it's kind of good for them, what they've got. Oh, by the way, hang on. What's on the D file here? Is there a pawn on D5? There is, isn't there? Yeah, there's a pawn on D5. Okay. Okay, so...
You can come in. I mean, yeah, I'm on the stream, but you can come in.
1 minute left. What do we do here? Okay, we've got to act fast. Our knight's attacked. Well, as we said, there's holes on b6, so let's try and land a knight there. Okay, now they jumped into e5. Okay, e4, sorry. I think an exchange sack is to be played now. Right, let's do it. Let's sack the exchange. F takes? Yeah, F takes. Okay, what have we got going on now? Queen on c5. They've got this sort of pawn structure, right? I think. Knight. We've got a knight and a queen and a dark square bishop and a pawn on e6. Let's just jump into b6. Where did our other knight go? c5, right, got traded. So hang on, we've got... struggling to see the position now. Gonna lose this. Queen is here. Queen is on c5. Our knight's on b6. We've got a rook on d1, and I'm sure we've got a bishop on f4. There we go. And our pawn structure is still like this. Queen's on c1, remember that. They played rook b6. Okay, got it. But now we can just jump into d7 here. Yeah, thanks to our e6 pawn. Yeah. What do we want to do? I kind of want to play bishop e5, I think. Are there some pins going on here? There's nothing on the f file, is there? The f file is sort of semi-open. Okay, so I think we want to put our rook here. Temporarily. Oh no. Okay, this is just... Can't we play queen? Queen takes c6 now. I think we can. Ugh.
Huh? Yep.
Blundered my queen. That's no good, is it? Is there any point continuing? Let's just give it a... This is desperation now. This is desperation.
Desperation.
Definitely. 12 seconds. We're a whole queen down. Yeah, expected. Have to capture back. Huh. Giving me time. I think I'll just resign. Don't like it when that happens. Is there any point continuing? Yeah, it resigns. Unfortunate. Alright, let's have a quick look at the analysis. Let's knock that off. Have a quick look at this one. Okay, so e4, e5, knight 3, d6. Okay, so I mean, I'm sure white's much better here. Does the engine agree? No, not much better, but better. Bishop f4, b5, bishop c, b3, bishop b7, queen d2. I thought I had a really good position here. What does the engine say? Just, knight f5 is a good move. e5. e6 was, I like that. I'm sure this is terrible. What does the engine say? Yeah. Just to confirm. Okay, so where did it all go wrong? Still in good shape here. I thought so. Knight b6. Wow. This is a great position. I love this position. Does knight b8 to move? Maybe. Is there a knockout here? Is there a knockout? In the board on the left. Let's see. Knight b8 looks good. I guess knight b8 will be met by rook b8. Yeah, but then there's just knight takes c6, right? So knight b8 looks good. What would he do about that? Can't play queen b6 because you just play knight takes a6. That's so annoying. Yeah, knight b8 looks good. I'm sure there's probably other moves. What's the engine say? Knight b8 top move. Yeah, okay. And then he went and played queen c6, and I think that's fair enough. I got low on time, and I blundered. Okay, we're not going to win all of the games blindfold. That's the way it goes. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing to watch and supporting the stream. You know, it's just good fun, isn't it? All right, let's carry on. You can't win them all. You know, when games like that go that way, I'm just going to accept it and hope that, you know, it's still entertaining for you to watch, you know. Watch me blunder these. One move tactics. Oh, one move blunders. Alright, here we go. We're back in. So this game went e4, e5. I'm going to work on my arrows. And now I'm going to play the usual move, knight f3. d6 again. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to play the same way because I think I had a very good position. So, I'll play bishop c4. Knight c6. Okay, so we're... Okay, now I'll play d4. Okay, so they captured on d4. I've got 2 defenses on d4, so I can recapture versus 1 attack from my opponent. And on knight takes d4, queen takes d4 is a pre-move. Okay, so he's gone knight, they have gone knight e5, bishop b3. That was attacking my bishop on c4. And you've got to remember you've got a knight on d4 in these positions, and they've got a knight on e5. Quite often you can forget that. Okay, knight f6, what do we do? Knight f6 attacks e4, so knight c3 is kind of automatic. Automatisch. a6, what's that all about? I guess they want to play b5, b4, unsettle my knight, b5, b4, to kick my knight away from its defense of e4, so that they can play knight takes e4. Okay, so what to do about that? I think we just ignore it. You know, I think we just straight up ignore it and say, so what? The move that I want to play here is a3. h3, so that I can play f4 and not have to worry about a knight landing on g4. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm expecting... Oh, I've got c4 first. Okay. Why c4 first? There's a knight on e5. Okay, so they want c4. Hoping to trap my bishop, right? I think their idea is to play c4, forcing me to deal with my bishop. I'll go bishop a4 and they'll go b5 and then my bishop will be trapped. So c4 looks like a threat. Oh, they've also hit my knight on d4, so what do I do about that? Good question. I think I've got to play f4. Oh, I can't play f4. Oh, maybe... Oh, this is nuts. Am I right in thinking that the knight's on f6, e5, d4 and c3? So if I play f4, a line could go. Takes on d4, takes on e5, takes on c3, takes on f6, takes on b2. I've got bishop b2, so instead they might take on f6 instead of this. And that's annoying. Okay, so can I get out of this? Always do this. There's one idea, which is to play bishop b5, bishop a5, bishop a4 check, b5, knight takes b5, ab, bishop takes b5 check, as a way to try and get out alive. Is my king still on e1? Yes, it is. Okay, how bad is this line with f4 takes, 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 queen f6. It is bad, isn't it? Oh, it looks bad. Actually, maybe it's not that bad because... Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. I think it is that bad. Okay. This has not worked out well at all. Alright, maybe there's a knight f3. Maybe I can drop back to f3, and that's the move. Then on c4, I'll just take on e5. They take, I take back. Opening the rook up. And if they trade, I can take back with it. Sorry, after knight f3 if they play knight takes f3. I think I can play queen f3. And then c4 is not a threat anymore. So let's do that. Oh god, look at this time situation. But it's alright. I mean, it's not alright. We're going to have to up this. We're going to have to get better at this stage of the game. And the quicker we get to an endgame, the better. Because it's easier to see what's going on when there's fewer pieces on the board. Come on, Satan 6060. Show me your best. Show us what you got. Alright, where are the pawns? My favourite game. I think they're like this. And for us, like so. Yep. To complete the position, they have knights on f6 and e5. We have knights on f3 and c3. And a bishop on b3. And we also have a pawn on h3, which I forgot. Okay, so actually, that's my view of our position. We should get all the pieces in, can I? Like so. I think that's where everything is. They've still got their bishops on c8 and f8. Okay, so no, they didn't move. It was a snare drum in the track. Alright, want to get some wins down. Oh look, we've got exactly the same rating, me and Satan 6060. He's now in a good long think. Settled into a big think. Gotta get my vision out. Gotta get the full ball vision in. Yeah, I think it's this. That's what it is. Versus this. That's what I believe. Well, I don't mind getting some of my time back. They might be understand. What are they calculating? What am I expecting? I'm expecting... I don't know, really. Maybe knight c6, I don't know. Don't know. Maybe knight back to c6, or knight f3. I don't think they'll play c4, right? So I'm going to rule out c4. I just don't think so. It loses a pawn, I think. If you don't want to sort of, lose the tempo, if you like, if you don't want to retreat your knight, then you play knight f3, forcing queen takes f3, and then you can continue development. Probably bishop e7 there. I think that's what I'd do if I were Satan 6060. Alright, back on level terms. I don't know, maybe they went to make a cup of tea or something. Maybe they're going to get back with a nice steaming brew and play knight takes f3. Check. Right, what do I want to do in this position? Oh, I want to deal with the queenside expansion, so I probably want to throw in a4 to prevent b5, or at least be able to deal with b5. I probably want to castle short, and then I want to deal with my queen and my dark square bishop. But I've got to look out for the idea of b5, b4, unsettling my c3 knight, which is the only defender of my e4 pawn. It's not that much of a problem while their king is still on e8. Right? The immediate idea could be met by just castling, so I can bring my rook to e1, pinning the knight, which would land on e4 to the king. So on e8, so I'm not worried about this yet. What I am worried about is why my opponent's taking so long. I'm worried for them. You know, I'm having to pad for time here. But you know, I don't mind that. If opponent wants to give me a time gift, you know, that's fine. Again, so let's just try to reconstruct the position. a6, b7, c5, d6, f7, g7, h6. Our pawns are on a2, b2, c2, e4, f2, g2, and h2. Where are the kings? The kings are on e8 and e1. Where are the dark square bishops? They're on c1 and f8. Where are the light square bishops? They're on c8 and b3. Knights, e5, f3, f6, c3, queen, d8, d1, rooks on their starting squares. So really this game hasn't started yet. We're still in the opening phase, and I can only assume that my opponent has had some kind of, I don't know, something more important than chess is going on right now in Satan6060's life. You know, maybe they just check their lottery ticket, or you know, or maybe they just I don't know, what could drag you away from a game of online chess? Maybe they just got like really hungry. Had to just immediately go and make a sandwich. What do I think in general about this?
Questionable.
That's what I think about it. Well, I mean, I don't really like to win games this way. Gotta be honest. It's not the most fun, is it? It's not the most exciting. But what can you do? It's just a warm-up. It's just a warm-up for the 6 o'clock start. Well, Satan6060. I'm not getting the message that they've left the game. Right, so they're still online, as you can see. Maybe they've just come up with a really, really long line. Maybe they've calculated all the way to the end. Maybe they're like pre-moving the whole game as we speak. That's obviously not possible because, you know, if they'd made a pre-move, it would have been played by now. Well, thank you for the game. Cheers. You know, I could have gone and made a brew in this time. I could have done something more useful with my life than speaking into a microphone for a live stream that nobody's watching, while you do nothing. Anyway, we're on exactly the same rating, so we get, what, 8 rating points? Back to 1553. I reckon we could get to 1600 by... probably not by the end of the stream. If we play well. I'm still gutted about the previous game. It was a good exchange sack, it was a great position. Knight b8 was totally findable. But instead I played queen c6 and you know, I essayed the Firouzja gambit. And that rarely goes well. Well, happy days. need a brew. Have I got time for a brew before the next game? I think I have. So I need a, like, you know, back soon thingy, don't I? Right, phone just ran out of time. That's not very good. Right, okay. Just let's have a quick look at the analysis here. Okay. What does the engine say about our position? It says it's okay. Did we play correctly? It wants F4 immediately. Okay, that's interesting. So if we play F4, I'm always worried about knight G4. H3. Okay, I guess that's the immediate F4 was the way to play this position by the looks of things. Okay, it's good to know for next time. But I mean A6. Alright, F4. Okay. What have we got there? Alright, I'm going to make a quick brew, so I'm going to be back. I'm going to go back to the initial scene. I'm going to turn the webcam off. Actually, I'm going to mute the mic and turn the webcam off, and I will be back. All right, we're back. We're back with a brew. The brew is very important. I can't function without tea. I'm that kind. Right, we're going back in. We've got 2 hours. 2 hours of Blindfold Rapid. I'm very much looking forward to that. And you know the drill. We play some rapid games. We listen to stream beats. I'm about to show you the position. We're just waiting for our opponent to play the first move. But it looks like they've kind of disconnected, so there might be a brief delay before this first game starts. So, you know, just have a sip of your tea. I don't think this guy is going to play a move. No, they aren't. So, let's try again. Jazzy guitar. Okay, here we go. I've got the white pieces. And we're in. Okay, and we got a Kara Khan. Here we go. You guys can see that. Alright, so we're in the Kara Khan. What do we do against Kara Khan? Let's play the 2 knights system. D5, knight C3. So the 2 knight system against a Kara Khan. Bishop B G4, pinning my knight on F3 to my queen. How am I going to deal with this? Well, I think Bishop E2 is a move, so let's do that. D4. Haha. Okay. D4. Not sure about that.
Questionable.
I think I can just take that now. Maybe it wasn't that bad, actually. Maybe questionable was a bit harsh. Hang on. I don't understand what just happened. What the hell just happened? What did they take on d4 with? I completely missed that. C6, did they play e5? C6, d5. Sorry, how did they take on d4? Oh, they took on e5. Okay, sorry. They took on e4 was what was done. And I took on d4. Oh, sorry, and then I played... Huh? Queen takes d4. I really don't understand what's going on here at all. Okay, I should have just played knight takes e4. Okay. Look, can we recover from this? I think g4 is hanging, so I think we're okay. I just got a bit excited. Okay, let's learn our lesson. That's the threat. And knight takes g4. Okay, bishop e2. Oh, I really don't know what's happened here. I really don't get it. Oh, they played d4. Yeah, alright, now I get it. Ah, fuck, everything was fine. I should have just played bishop f3. Okay, let's just trade. We get the pawn back. Right. Now they're threatening to take on g2, so I think we should castle first. Follow up with d3 or d4. Okay, now the position makes sense now. Okay, so I think they're like this. Oh, are they? Yep. And we're like this. Okay. Panic over. Okay, cool. E6, someone to develop their dark square bishop. Or should I go d4 or d3? I feel like I should play d4. What about... Hang on. Yeah, okay, I can't do bishop f3 yet. Let's just do d4. Did 2 pairs of knights get traded? Yes. So they've got... Oh no, not 2 pairs of knights. Okay, so they've got a knight on b8. Their minor pieces are knight b8, bishop d6, and my minor pieces are bishop c1, bishop e2. So I've got the bishop pair. That's good. Okay. Kind of want to play bishop d3 now then. Well, I guess they're going to try and put pressure on h2 down here. Just trying to visualize that pawn structure. Okay. Alright, bishop d3. Queen d4. Oh, I just blundered queen d4. I thought there was some discovery that will win the queen, but I don't think there is. And they didn't go for it. Okay. Instead... Okay, I haven't castled yet. Castles would be a blunder, right? If I castle... I have castled. I have castled already. So queen takes h2 is the threat. So I guess just h3. They've got no light square bishop, so h3 looks like the move. Okay, queen of3 next, maybe? They've castled. Okay. Maybe bishop e3, queen f3. And queen d4 is a move, I think. Well, it's not anymore, actually. So maybe I should give them a chance to play that. Maybe if I play b3, then they might go for it. Because it attacks our rook. And then gives us a way of developing our bishop. Oh, there we have it. Queen takes d4.
Question mark.
I think if I see the position correctly.
Double question mark.
Bishop takes f7 check.
Exclam.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a great position now. We got very lucky in this game. Now we should have enough time to reconstruct the position and understand what's going on. Although I can't remember really what happened. So let's just have a go. So I think it's a7, b7, c6, e6, f7, g7. And for us it's a2, b3, c2, h3, g2, f2. Where is their bishop? I think their bishop's on d6. They've got a rook on d8. They've got a knight on b8 and another rook on a8. I think. And their king's on h7. We've got a bishop still on c1. A king on g1. Rook on f1. With a rook on a1 and a queen on d4. So the threat now is bishop h2 check, counter discovery. Now we can deal with this in a number of ways. Probably the easiest is just to play queen h4 check. Oh, doesn't that... hang on. Huh. Isn't queen h4 check... If I've got the pawn structure right, that just wins the rook. Full board vision. Because I think Yeah, we just saw that their pawn structure over the king side is like this. Their rook's on e8, their queen's on h7. So I think that queen h4 check is just going to pick off that rook, right? Queen h4 is a check, but it also attacks the rook. So now it's worth just taking a moment to make sure that that is what happened. So there's a Caro-Kann. They played this d4 thing. You know, they advanced their pawn to here, right? I got a bit mixed up. We won the bishop pair. Then they took on d4. Gave us a queen. In the meantime, I don't think they developed their b8 knight, which means that, you know, there's no protection along the back rank. I think it's right. Queen h4 check. Well, it's a moment of truth, I guess, and this is what seals it for me, is that even if there isn't a knight on b8, and I've got that wrong, we're going to pick up our rook for our queen, right? Whereas they only got a bishop for theirs, and we're already a pawn up. Are we a pawn up? No, we're not a pawn up, so they took on d4. Okay, so I think this is kind of... it's going to be okay, even if I'm giving my queen back. Okay, bishop f8. Okay, what about just bishop a3 now? Looks like it seals the deal. Bishop a3. So this is, yeah. Just pile up on the bishop. They will have to try to close the diagonal. There's pins everywhere, right? There are two pinned pieces here. The f8 bishop is pinned, and the b8 knight is pinned. So the natural defense of knight d7 of the bishop after I play my bishop here to a3 doesn't work. So you have to try to block the diagonal, but you can't, right? You just can't block the diagonal. Bishop a3. This is an absolute calamity for Ismar Glazarov. Calamitous. All right, we're moving through the top half of the 1500s. Yeah, when we uncorked bishop to h7, the sound effect we should have played was where is it? Here.
Discovery.
But we'll get used to this after a while. Okay, they've unpinned their bishop, but I think we can just take it. And I would like to take it with, I don't know actually. Bishop or queen. And let's just take it with the bishop. That's interesting. For a moment the guy was a spectator in this game, just like I am. I wonder what that's about. Okay, let's not lose track of the position. So our opponent has decided to play on, so we should respect that. That's their pawn structure. I mean, I think we're going to win the knight now, like so. Just everything's pinned. A game of pins and discoveries. I like this. Is a good tune. I like this one. Stream beats. I even fancy just queen takes. Like, why not? But then we should really know what the position holds. That's a bit stupid. Let's just take the bishop. Okay. Let's try to remember where everything is. So, play rook a4. Did I castle? They've resigned. Fair. Fair. I would have done the same. They want a rematch, so, you know. Let's go. I'm going to rematch. Straight in. So how does that look over here? All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, it doesn't quite look right. There we go. Okay, and it's an English opening. So c4 by our esteemed opponent. I played g6, they're in g3, so... Okay. Bishop g7. Knight c3, okay. I think I'll just go knight f6. I'll play bishop g2, yep. Oh, castle, they'll castle. I think. Oh, they played d4. Okay. So what do I do now? I would like to play d5, but I can't do that. I don't believe, because there's 3 guys on d5. And I've only got 2. So I can't play d5 yet. Can I play c5? I castles this. Oh, I've already castled. Okay, that's helpful. I want to get this knight into the game. If I play c5, that's a pawn sacrifice. Temporary. How do you play this position then? Is e5 possible? I don't think so. Maybe e5 is possible. Because if they take, I've got e5, they take, I've got knight g4, do I though? Yeah, because there's still a pawn on e2. But that looks a bit crazy. Bishop f5, perhaps? Alright, what are my candidates? Because I'm losing time. Bishop f5, d5 we think doesn't work. c5 looks a bit outrageous. Oh, but our bishop... Alright, we can't play bishop f5 yet, of course. Alright, what's going on? What's going on? It shouldn't be this difficult to find a move here. We've got to wait for them to play knight f3, then we can play d5, probably. And just accept what happens. So, but what do you do in the meantime? Somehow I feel like it's c5. Sack the pawn. Got to do something. Got to make something happen. Alright, knight f3 played. Now we can probably play d5. Can also probably take on d4. Knight takes and then play knight c6. Right? Because, yeah, I think we can do that. With or without d5. So I think we should. Okay, now knight c6, because I've still got pawns on d7 and b7, so... I think that's okay. Okay. Hang on, doesn't knight takes d4 bring their queen in? You know, and then we might have some ideas. Are there any discoveries though that are any good? Not sure there are. They've castled. These kinds of positions are really hard for me to play blindfold. They're just too positional and slow. Okay. Can we play d5? Why would we be able to do that now? Okay, let's just take. This is straight down. Queen takes. Where can we... They've still got a pawn on b2. Right, let's just try and reconstruct the position. So I think their pawns are like this. I think our pawns are like still like this. Pair of knights has disappeared. Our bishop needs developing. So what about queen c7? Gonna get hit with bishop f4? Probably. This is difficult. It's difficult. I feel like we need to act fast. Okay, queen c7. On bishop f4, we can at least play d6 and threaten e5. We also allowed it like knight b5 and knight d5 and all sorts. Or maybe not knight d5 because d5 is covered. But we did allow knight b5, but they haven't gone for it. Okay, b3. I don't really understand b3, but hang on. That means that c3 knight's now unprotected. So if we could play knight d5 or knight e4, like if either of those squares was protected, that would be good. It would be a double attack on this knight before they have time to play bishop b2. Can we force that through somehow? If they have castled, that's annoying. Okay, can we force it through somehow? Now then. They got pawn on c4. Unfortunately, I don't think either of these squares are defended for us. Bishop b2 is what they're going to play next. Alright. Difficult. Alright, let's just play d6. Our opponent has left the game. Oh, they're back. I'm not sure whether this was a very good idea. d6. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. They're going to get bishop b2. I didn't really help with anything that I wanted to do, did it? d6. Alright, let's just go e5. Hit the queen. Queen d2. Okay, I'm losing this. I'm losing control of this position visually. Bishop f5 then. Pair of minor pieces was traded, right? Yes. Bishop f5. Okay, rook e1 is gone. So this rook d1 was played to attack d6. We can defend that. Can we do anything else? I guess we can defend it with this rook, actually, with the a8 rook, which might be good because that's currently sort of x-rayable, isn't it? b2 pawn is currently in the way. Okay, defend d6. Okay. Interestingly, they played rook f d1, so that means that this knight is now pinned. Sort of. Bishop takes is a threat. I bet they didn't see this though. Knight e8. Ah, okay, yeah. Knight e4, is that playable? I guess just bishop e4. No, this is terrible for me. Okay, knight e8. I'm not so happy about what's happening. Knight b4. Okay. Yeah, knight b4 makes sense. Now the knight will capture. So the question then is, what can we do about it? I think the answer is not much really. Fortunately, we can't go to A5. Okay, I'm gonna go Queen C1. Queen C8, sorry, I get hit by Knight A7. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. I'm expecting Knight takes, Bishop takes. And the only redeeming feature there is that the bishop's actually pinned to the queen on D2. Knight takes A7 is possible. That's what was played. Okay, now I can go Queen B8. What is going on in this position? Knight goes back here, so I lost a pawn. Where are my pawns again? I think they're here. And their pawns are... yeah. 6. So they've still got one on E2, I think so. Okay, Knight B5, Bishop B2, Bishop G2, Queen D2, Rook D1, Rook A1, and we've got Rook, Rook, Knight, Bishop, Bishop. Okay, so what should we do? Make a constructive move. You know, why not? Boom. Oh, they missed it. Don't I just have a rook? Okay, so we won an exchange. What was the move they played? E3, I think it was. Yeah, it was E3. Okay, so now... is our queen on C1? No, it's not. It would be nice if it was. Okay, the rook landed on A1, where there's no open file. Okay, what's the most productive idea here? Do we have time to advance? We've still got a rook behind the pawn, so if we advance it... Where's their bishop? Oh, he's here. They've got a bishop on A3. Oh, I don't know what's going on here, and I'm sure that this is not going to end well. Queen C1. I've got no idea what's going on in this position. And I've got this horrible arrangement of pieces. Horrible. What's this? Where's my pawn on here? Isn't that ready to be captured? Maybe it is. Okay, Queen C3. This I do understand. Okay, well the reason that I played Queen C1 was to play Bishop H3. He's going to try and battery. Yep. Bishop E2.
Battery.
Alright, Queen H8 is a problem. Maybe there actually just isn't a solution to this at all. Well, maybe there is. F5? Or maybe there's F6. F6 is playable. Rook now coming back. Oh. What's that about? Take on G2. King G2. Knight here. Got pawn on F6. Can I go... Can I just go like Queen F5 now? Threatening Queen F3? Oh, I've got 14 seconds. I've got no chance in this game. No chance. Zilch. Zero chance. Oh, no idea. Queen F3. know where anything is. Bishop went back there, attacking my rook, so it's got f7. Oh shit! Was I attacking the queen? Am I attacking a rook there? Is his rook hanging? Is that rook hanging on e1? d1? It is, isn't it? Fuck. With a check. Oh, it's alright. It was on c1. Okay, no, queen has been played to c1. Okay. Just make moves. Just make moves. King h7, h5. King h7. I don't know where anything is. I don't know where the bishop is. Bishop h3, queen c1. There's a knight on g4, rook on e1. I missed that rook was hanging on d1. That is so annoying. Bishop d6. I'm just going to take that. Knight takes. Yep, knight takes. Didn't I just get 2 pieces for my rook? Rook takes. Okay, no, I didn't. F5. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, aren't we down to... Isn't it a queen and rook ending now? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go there. Shit. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Good mate threat. Good mate threat. Well played. Well played. That was tense. It was good fun. Alright. Alright. Nice. Okay, the English is hard to play against. It's very hard to play against, so I'm not so unhappy that I did badly there. We just need to play quicker, that's all. It really is just a question of speed. Trying to talk through the position does make it more difficult, but hey. Okay, we're in an e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, so it's a 4 knights. Bishop c4 is a big mistake here. It's a major inaccuracy, bishop c4. Bishop b5 is better. Knight d4 here. So the knight on d4 is hitting the hitting the bishop on b5. Now this is a gambit, I think, because the bishop. Yeah, and they accepted the gambit. Okay, knight takes e5. I take their bishop. They take my knight back. Got to get better at drawing arrows. What are they thinking about? Okay. Now what do we do? We're a pawn down, but we've got the bishop pair. They've got 2 knights forward, we've only got 1, and they've got this extra pawn here on e4. And I think we can play d6. Don't want to play c6 because they'll jump in here with it. Or maybe they won't. So maybe we can play c6 actually. Anyway, d6. Maybe c6 was better. Just got to play quickly. I fancy coming with a g6, bishop g7, and castling short. Now that we've plonked the pawn on d6. So where are we at? 2 wins, 2 losses this evening. Okay. We're hovering around 15-50. I know we can do better than this. Okay, d6. Asking the question to this e5 knight, where are you going to go? Probably f3, right? So I'm expecting knight f3. Then I might just play g6. Or I could play a6 to hit the knight first, or I could play c6 to hit the knight as well. These are all possibilities. I like c6 actually. I like c6 to hit the knight after our opponent plays. So knight f3, c6, probably knight c3. then g6. Maybe castles. Let's get these arrows right. Knight c3, c6. Oh, knight f3, c6. Knight c3, g6. Castles. Bishop g7. Maybe d4. And castles showed. I mean, I'm a pawn down, so... I guess I'm attacking that pawn, right? Knight d4. So maybe that's what they're considering right now. Well, how to protect their pawn. The thing is, though, I don't think I can capture that pawn, so because my king is still on e8, right? If I go ahead and capture a pawn on e4 after their knight's retreated to f3, I just invite a move like queen e2, pinning my knight to my king. And how would I save that? It looks quite difficult. I guess I could play queen e6. Queen e7, sorry. Maybe I can play queen e7 there. Ah, okay. Okay, but there's a big problem, isn't there? Is there a problem? I think there's a problem. While the knight's on b5. Yeah, they can play knight takes c7 in that position. Yeah, deflection. Queen c7, and then queen takes e4. Did you catch that? I think if they play knight f3, I can't take on e4 because of queen e2, and we'll look at this after the game. And queen e7 looks like a good defense. In fact, I think it's the only idea. Otherwise, they're going to hit you with something. But then they've got knight takes c7, and if I respond with queen takes c7, by the way, that's a check, then they play queen takes e4, and they've won a pawn, the second pawn, or they get their pawn back. But it looks like a good situation for them. So they've got knight d3, which feels wrong because they've got a pawn on d2 here, right? So d2, and now that pawn can't advance. So that looks like it doesn't make a great deal of sense. So what should I do about it? It's a question. Can I take this now? Queen e2. Queen e7, same problem, right? Knight c7. So I don't think I should try and take that. I'm going to go for the old fianchetto. This pawn, they're going to e5, okay. Guess that was always a thing that they could do. Okay, but I've got knight g4 now. Or even bishop g4. I guess then they'll play f3 and I'll have a problem. So, knight g4. Am I getting into trouble? Am I getting into trouble? I can't see what else I'm going to do. Ah, okay. I think I see. I think I understand what their play was all about now. So knight d7 maybe is a bit cleaner. Or even queen e7 actually. Difficult. Should I play queen e7? What about knight e4? I could just take. What do I just take? Okay, knight g4. Knight g4 is the way. Yeah, knight g4 is the way. Took me a while to find that move. I didn't realize I had a pawn on d6. Oh, hang on. They can take this pawn now, no? Okay, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Then bishop d6, knight takes, queen takes, and I've given the bishops back, which wasn't really on my agenda. f4, that's alright. I mean, what about queen h5? Queen h4 check now. Is that correct? Did they castle? I mean, if they've castled, that threatens queen h2, and I don't think they castled. They played a knight d3, so that's a check. And if they go g3, then I really like queen h3. Yeah, let's give it a try. Queen h4 check. Odd situation for them. Dark square bishop's nowhere. The bishop's on. They've got. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to jump in here and pop into g2 if I get the chance. Pop in and say hello. Incidentally, so threatening like knight takes h2. Maybe. Probably. Queen e2. Probably protects h2, so yeah, queen e2 played. Now then. He did play g6 for a reason. Interesting line. So if I play g7, bishop g7, and they take like so. So bishop g7 I want to play. They take on c6. A d6, that's a check. That's annoying. There's an interesting move, king d7, which threatens rook e8. Anyway, I've not got time to castle. Is that an idea of mine? What else could I do? I could play bishop e6, I guess. Yeah, or c6. Or even d5. Bishop g7 takes with check. King d7. Kind of looks annoying. Can they then castle long? No, they've got this weird thing going on. Okay. Okay, they've got knight c5 in that position, which is not good for me. So let's stop fantasizing about that. But if we aren't doing that, what are we going to do? Maybe bishop e6 is the way forward. Knight c7, is this a thing that's been hanging for ages? I think it is. Knight c7 is a problem. Just noticed it at the last moment. Right. Well, that kind of forces matters, doesn't it? I think we've got to play king d7. Oh dear. I think I had to protect c7. Knight c7 was a fork which looked like it was going to win material, namely my rook on a8, so at least now after ed, bishop d6, I'm covering both knight e5. Check. Struggling with the arrows today, guys. Knight e5 check and knight c5 check, and happen to threaten rook e8. Pin. Okay, and they went b3, which that cannot be the way to treat this position. Like, nah. b3? Ah, they want to bring their bishop to the dark squares. Okay. Can we go in now with bishop? They've got this mad pawn structure, haven't they? Let's just put it on the board. Like this. And they haven't lost any pawns. Apart from maybe their d pawn. Did they lose a d pawn? no, they've still got it there. And we've got this, right? No, d6. Wow. I'll just block my bishop in as well with this brilliant king d7. Alright, what should we do? Is there any sense in playing bishop h6 to hit f4? Because that pawn is pinned, isn't it? It's pinned. No, g3 isn't pinned. So what would happen if we were to take on f4? We'd be looking across. Okay, I don't know what's going on at all, so I'm going to put my bishop to g7 and my rook to d8. Then I'm going to play c6, king c7. Maybe I should play king c6, king c7 first. I'm going like so. c6, king c7, try and develop. Bishop went to b2 as expected. And we're still in this game. Maybe we even have a good position, I don't know. But this king looks super weird here on d7. Weird. Incorrect. Alright, so they've managed to castle long, which looks pretty good for them. c6, I mean, knight takes d6. Oh, I can just play knight takes d6 now that my bishop's gone haywire. Okay. a6 first then. Oh, hang on, did I just miss an opportunity? What's looking at? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks, and they've got 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 defenses. Okay. So maybe they're alright. Aha! But if they go knight c3, we might be in business. Or knight e5. Knight d4, sorry. So knight c3, knight d4 blocks this sort of bishop's scope or reign. So maybe they're going to go knight a3. Very hard position to see. Let's just try and remember what's going on. Rooks, rook, queen, knight, bishop, knight. Got knight, queen, bishop, bishop. So we've got the bishop pair. Rook, rook, and then this awful king on d7. King c6. Definitely don't want to play king c6. Yeah, or also... Okay, they did go back there in the end. Alright, can I play c6 now? After this I'll have to play king... Well, I won't have to play that. In fact, this pawn is pinned, right? It's fucking pinned, of course. Right, c6. What? I'll just take that. What have I missed? Bishop takes b2. But... Is that my pawn? Oh, it is. Okay. Alright, so we made a mess of that. What can we do? We lost our bishop. They attacked here. What did we... So what have we got? Okay. What happened to our f pawn? Oh yeah, we just... No, what happened to our f pawn? I don't know. I've forgotten. Did we just play... Oh. As if I did that. I took the pawn, not the rook. Error. Error. big error. Okay, so be it. Alright, king c7. Let's just see what happens here. We're a piece down. Right. Bishop. Knight. Knight. The knight's on d3. Okay, but we're kind of even on time, so let's just try and remember the position while they're thinking. So it's like so, isn't it? 7 pawns, okay. Well, I guess we've got to take that. Well, maybe that's not true. Well, I think it is actually, because it's a double attack, isn't it? Do we have time to play knight d? No. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's ooh. There's a queen. Queen g2 might be possible. Oh no, it's queen takes g4, queen f2. No, g4's covered. The knight's covered, right? So we can play queen g2, I think. Which is an annoyance. Because this is pinned, isn't it? Sorry, the knight on f2 is pinned. The queen on d2 is just there. It's not protected. It's unprotected. Queen g2. Knight takes g4 would be met by queen takes e2. Okay, so this puts the pressure on them now, right? This knight needs to be protected. How's that going to be done? Oh, why is that not hanging? What's in the way? Oh, my pawn isn't... Okay. So... Alright, then I have to take that. And this looks bad now. I didn't have to take it. I guess I could have played e5 first. Queen goes here. Okay. Can we go queen c5 now? What's the threat there? I don't know what the threat is. Let's go queen c5 and hit their knight, right? My queen's on c7. My bishop's still in. I've got this pawn here. Rook here. Bishop back to b2. Okay, makes sense. Right, let's just throw the a pawn. Need to get this bishop out. Maybe we just need to play bishop d7 before we do anything else. Okay, queen takes a2. Okay, fine. Is that a check? It's not a check, is it? But our bishop's pinned. I don't think there's any danger of this attack at the moment. Queen b3. I know you're taking everything, but this is my idea. I think I see where things are. Okay, the knight went out here. Leaving the knight undefended temporarily. So AB. Now I can sort of drop this rook in here, I think. It's annoying for them that they've got a pawn on d2 because it limits the king's mobility. That's why they play in d3. Okay, attack, defending. Alright, well all I can do is just double my rooks on the open A file. The c3 knight is now unprotected. Well, it's not anymore. Okay, but it is now. Okay, they're taking the pawn, so now I think I have time to make a... Oh, do I have time? Yeah, maybe not. Oh well, I've got to do something, so let's... Is this really stupid? Yes. Where was the knight? Oh, the knight was here. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, resigns. Okay, so the move that I wanted to play was this. Yeah, but it was too slow. Okay, fair enough. Difficult game. Got outplayed. Got outplayed. Okay, that wasn't the best showing. That wasn't the best showing. Okay. Oh well, onward we go. Okay. Game 4. So let's just work behind the scenes. Okay, so we're in a Sicilian. Here we go. Love the Sicilian. Knight f3. It's a time trouble thing. Just gotta stop getting into time trouble. d4. So you really gotta concentrate and make sure we keep hold of the position. Pause a6. Sicilian Khan again. Bishop d3 then. Sicilian players just love the Khan, don't they? So hard to play against. Right, do I want to play c4 or queen e2? Is my d4 knight's attacked? Right, so let's be careful here because the bishop's on. You know what, I'll just take it. Because it's quicker to an endgame. Queen takes or pawn takes? I think I gotta play queen c6, no? I guess I could play bc. The choice is between queen takes c6 and b takes c6. B takes c6 played, so now the pawn structure looks like so. And ours looks like this. e5 is something that you just want to do, but you can't because the queen on c7 is defending e5. So what do we do about that? You know what? I think we play rook e1. Or queen e2. Queen e2. Let's go queen e2. Queen e2. I want to go to e5 against this pawn structure. Still got a knight in c3. Maybe we want to push c4 before we bring our knight to c3. Getting serious now. Alright, we're not behind our time for once. What are they going to do? Probably knight f6. Okay, but then we can play e5. I think. I mean, they could try to stop e5 with d6. Could be an idea for them. And I'd be tempted to start with c4. They played d5. I was going to say they could play d5, but I didn't think they'd do that because... or do I? Okay. I think this merits a moment to think. Knight c3 might be a move. Am I worried about them pushing to d4? That looks annoying. Gotta be honest. That looks very annoying. It looks less annoying if we trade, because then I'll have the e4 square. So, this creates a cheap trick, or it comes with a tempo, we should say. Because the e6 pawn is pinned to the king. So we're threatening knight takes d5. Which they've obviously seen. Now maybe we can... that's interesting. So I think bishop g5 is probably a good move. helps complete the development. Okay, at least I can see clearly. Now now a pair of minor pieces is gone. So they've got like semi-open B and C files. And we've got semi-open E and D files. Interesting positional thingy. And by the way, if they play bishop E7, there's a forcing line. I don't know whether it's any good. Bishop takes F6. And if they don't play, well, let's say they do play bishop takes F6, then there's knight takes D5, and that hits the queen, which might be good and stops them having time for bishop takes B2. In fact, it forks the queen and the bishop. So bishop E7. I'm sure I could take on F6, and they've got to play GF. Now that might be alright for them. Oh, but then they can't castle. And because then knight takes D5 will... Oh, they can. Okay. Alright, but rook E1 will stop them castling. Let's explain that in a moment. So, let's just take the knight. Oh! I'm gonna have to call it.
Blunder.
Bishop takes F6. I don't think it's a good move. I think knight takes D5 is a good move. I think that the E6 pawn is pinned to the king. And the great thing about knight takes D5 is it hits C7 queen and it hits the F6 bishop, so I'm guaranteed to get the bishop pair back. Probably after knight D5, the only move that I can see is queen D8. Bishop, knight F6, queen takes F6. I should have time to defend B2. And just B. Did I get all of that right? And what's left in terms of minor pieces? Nothing. Oh, I've got a bishop on D3, so they must have something. Have they still got a C8 bishop? I think they have, yeah. Must have. Right, let's go. Knight takes D5.
X-Clan.
Hang about. Sorry.
Double question mark.
Surely knight takes F6 check, just... It didn't deserve a double question mark, that's unfair. They've got a pawn on G7, I missed that. My bad. Unfair. Okay, well, I think I should just pluck off the F6. Pluck off the F6 knight, bishop. Check. Okay, so now what's the pawn structure? Now it's good moment to just remind ourselves. So the C pawn went to D5. The B pawn is still on the board, isn't it? No, the B pawn took on C6, like this, didn't it? And then that went to D5, and that was just captured. So I actually think they've got these 5 pawns. We've got these 6. Yeah, okay. Okay. So the C5 queen now doesn't seem to be doing anything. Queen 8. Queen... That would be a mistake, wouldn't it? Because actually the C5 queen just looks at H5, so no queen H5. Just one pair of minor pieces left. The bishop on C8 kind of hemmed in. Okay. So what should we do? just develop. What's the best way to develop? I think this. I guess they're going to play rook g8. Okay, bishop b7 played. Looking all the way down to g2. Maybe they want queen c6. Battery. But I guess we can always play bishop e4 in response. In fact, maybe we should just play bishop e4 now. Like, I think that's a good idea. Let's do it. Just to stop any shenanigans on the long diagonal. It's kind of forced that the bishops are going to come off. Because this b7 bishop can't move off this diagonal without exposing the the rook in the corner to capture. Five pawns, a lot of space over there on the king side. Queen side, excuse me, but a kind of wobbly king here on e8. We've got a very safe king. We've got nicely developed pieces so far. Got a comfortable pawn structure on the queen side and also on the king side. So I'm quite happy with this position, and I feel like this is the kind of game we should be winning comfortably. Comfortable. If we can't convert these kind of positions with the time that we've got, then we're going to struggle big time going forward. Queen went back to c7. I mean, we can. I don't really want to trade everything. Just yet. So let's just develop. I don't really want to go into a rook ending. Maybe that was bad judgment on my part, and I should have done. By which I mean playing bishop takes b7, queen takes b7, queen e4. Looking at a trade of queens. Okay, king went to e7, so things are hotting up. Okay, I feel like we want to put our queen on a dark square. Or get to like b4 or something. Threaten queen b4 would be nice. Can we do that without giving up our bishop? I guess queen f3 is like the sort of most obvious move. Somehow. What about rook d3 for rook c3? I think that's a great idea. Rook lift. With the trick, like queen takes c2 will be met with rook d7 check, and if they take the bishop first, queen takes. It's the same trick. Okay, rook d3. Oh, hang on, bishop. Oh, there's. Ooh, luckily for us, there's a pawn on a6. Or else bishop a6 might have been trouble. Okay, rook g7. That's a strange thing to me, because now the rook's hemmed in on h8. We need to be quick. All right. Well. That's what we went here for. Rook c3, hitting the c7 queen. Okay, queen b6 played. Now queen c4 looks very attractive. I do think it does. queen is attacking b2, but I just don't think that matters. Surely it doesn't matter. So queen c4. Now if bishop takes e4, we've got a choice. We can do it with the queen or with the rook. Okay, they went back to c8 with their rook. Now, okay, that's quite a good move actually from them. I kind of want to get my queen to a3. Sounds weird. Feels weird. Okay, queen d3. Rook sat on h8, c8, bishop b7, queen b6. Now b4 is hanging, isn't it? Okay. Okay, now rook b4 isn't hanging. b4 isn't hanging. Ah, okay. Neither is... Oh, so I can't take that. What should I do with my queen then? I could go back to c4. There's not much else I can do, really, is there? Okay, this isn't going well. Queen d4, maybe? No, I was going to get captured. Queen d4. Hilarious. Okay, queen e2. I'm aware that I've hung b2, so that probably wasn't so clever. But that will allow rook c7 check. Somehow I thought I had much more going for me than I got in this position, so full body ship. Alright. What can they do? What's going on here? Very low on time, as always. I am a chronic time trouble addict. Okay, so that's obvious. We have to take with the queen. Queen b2 played. Okay, rook c7 looks like a must. But is there anything else? Yeah, it's rook c7 check. Rook d7. Okay. What about queen c6? I got time for that? I think I have. You know what? I'm going for it. Queen c6. Just trying to get active. That should give me a good edge, because the king's nowhere. And I think I can pick up a7. c2 is hanging, a2 is hanging. My rook on e1 is loose. Just to show my pawns and their pawns. Right, even now, but I mean, my king is considerably safer than theirs, and this rook is not contributing yet, but it will be if it manages to get to g8. Well, that's an easy move for me. Now the king will go to the back rank. Okay, now we have to fathom a way of winning. I can try and win a pawn back. I think I have to Oh, this is so difficult. Okay, I'm going like so. Just to try to give myself something. Yeah, queen went there. Okay. Okay, now we've got this diagonal. That was not the best idea, was it? Let's do something with it. So I'm protecting c2. Their king is on g7. Now they're going to get their rook out. And we've got probably big problems. Oh dear, I just want to get my rook across. Okay, so we've got 4 pawns, they've got 5 pawns. I can see where they all are. Oh, we've got 8 seconds, they've got 4 minutes. That position just turned very quickly. Queen takes c2. Rook takes c2 is probably not the right way. I'm gonna have to try and defend f2 and everything. This went horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. Okay, now we might have some notion. Okay. Like I say, I might have some notion of something. Queen coming to f4. Protecting f2, threatening rook h6 mate. And queen h6. King is in a weird spot. Is that a check? I think this is a mate. Come on! Wow. That was a time scramble. Good game, says Aweyo. Thank you. Alright, let's have a quick look at the analysis there as I recover from the time scramble and the tension. That's what we play chess for, isn't it? Mates like that. e4, c5, knight f3, e6, d4. Knight takes. Okay, we reached like this position. Not sure that was the best idea. Okay. You know, maybe c4 was an idea here, right? To attack the center. So that's something. Knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5. Okay, and we had a great position. Like, this is just such a good position. Interesting idea is bishop b5 takes, queen takes, yeah, but then we just lose a piece. There's a fork on c7 at the end of the line, but we just lose a piece. Right, that was okay. Should have just traded, shouldn't we? Should have traded and played c3 and just said, what are you going to do? This was probably a bad move. Now, this position, who's better? White's still much better. But I reckon sometime round about now, now it's just a draw. This is probably... maybe now's the time to play g3. Engine saying just an edge. Oh, I did play g3 here. Okay, but surely this wasn't best. Yeah, black's already much better. This was probably a mistake. Interesting. Queen e5. I've still just got very lucky. The fact that queen f4 defended f2 was super lucky. Didn't they have rooks? Oh, and I defended against rook c1 as well. God, that is lucky. I wouldn't have seen that. Rook c1, I'd have played king g2, and that would have allowed queen d5. Which looks like curtains in that position, right? I know this is a stupid line. But you can't play queen f3 because of rook g1. Okay, maybe it's not curtains because we can go to h3. Okay, interesting game. We got very lucky there. Got very lucky. Schachmat. Okay, maybe time for two more, probably one more realistically. Full board vision, let's go. Curfew in it. I do love a bit of chess. I do love it. Especially when you swindle like that in time trouble. Okay, let's just set up behind the scenes. Okay, here we go. All right, Italian. I'm going to play knight to c6. Going to try and get my arrows on point here in the right colour. d4. So this is the Scotch. I play knight f6 against the Scotch. It's a move. You can also play... I mean, you can take the pawn if you want. Actually, no, sorry, I should have taken that pawn. Oh, goodness. You take it first, and then you play knight f6. Okay, they're just going to take on e5, and that's going to be bad news for us. Not a good way to start. Oh, my word, they didn't do it. Wow, wow. Okay, and... Wow, okay. So we take... We transposed. We got away with one there. We really did. You know what we need is an analysis scene. So, after the game, for the analysis, we go to the analysis board and it looks, a bit nicer on the screen. You can see the engine, all that kind of stuff. We'll work on that. I'll get my graphics team on it. I mean, they're pretty busy at the moment, and they're understaffed. But they are overpaid. Alright, our opponent has played knight d4 as expected, so we're going to go and play bishop b4, pinning their c3 knight to their e1 king. Which indirectly attacks the e4 pawn, right? Because it's... The knight on c3 is the defender. And the pawn structure is like this. What happened? Is it like this? I believe it's like... Is it like that? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Weird. Okay, we've got a time advantage. They got these two knights. Looking at bishop c4. That's weird. I can just play knight e4. I can take on e4, and there's no worries with the pin against my king. So for queen e2, for example, because we can just castle. And if you go ahead and take on e4, then rook e8. We'll win the queen. Pins the queen, gets the material back. I mean, it's an odd consortment of pieces, this. Gotta say so. Are they looking at some bishop f7 or something? Interesting. Let's just check that out. So knight takes e4, bishop f7, check, king f7, queen f3 looks tempting. It would look very tempting were it not for a couple of ideas, but I mean, for a start, I think we can just bring the knight back to f6. But I think we can also play queen f6, queen takes e4, and then rook e8, pinning the queen to the king. So I think I can take on e4. At least. Oh, I need to be shown why not. So show me. So the two moves that I thought about were bishop f7, where I thought king f7 is okay. They've just castled. Okay. But now... Okay, do I want to capture? Or do I want to retreat? I guess in capture takes and I hit the rook. I am a bit worried about this. Queen e2, because it doesn't seem like I've got much going for me. I don't have to play... I can play actually queen e7 maybe? Because I've still got a knight in c6. So on queen e2 check, queen e7 looks okay. What happened to their knight on d4? Have they still got a knight on d4 and I've got a knight in c6? Because if that's the case, then this is a problem. Okay, maybe it's not a problem at any point because they can take on c6. So. Okay, this is sort of strange. I don't really see what's going on. But why can't I just take here? And should I castle first? If I castle, I lose. So don't do that. You know what? Let's just take the material and run. Not a good plan in general. But do they have 2 pawns worth of compensation? Given that I'm only a move away from castling. Lack of development here. Bishop c8, queen d8. Don't like the look of it. Don't like the look of it. But I have got a knight c6. And if they trade that off, I will take with the d pawn. Giving myself a bishop e6 defense against any check on the e file. For example, a rook e1. So what I'm expecting here is... I mean, they can't give me a check now, so I don't know what they're thinking about. Maybe bishop f7 is on their agenda. But I think so. So they're not doing that. What are they thinking? Ah, queen e1. Interesting. Queen e1, yeah, I like it. So I'm going to take back. I can't take back with pawn, but I can play queen e7. Yeah, and I like queen e7 because it maybe their idea is that when they take back, they hit my bishop. Yeah, I can just drop it back. Okay, it's a check. I'm a pawn up, so I mean we could just try and get the queens off. D4 knight is kind of hanging, actually. Right, queen e7. I don't see a problem with that. Because now if they take back, we have got knight takes d4, takes, and then a knight c2. Maybe? Mebs? Oh, come on. Come on. This probably will be the last game of this session. Okay, so they took on c3, which is what was expected. Now, if we trade queens, they come back with a check, and we'll have to play bishop e7. That's not what we want. But we can take on d4. That will force them to either trade queens first, or they can't trade queens because our bishop will recapture. They can, I guess. But then they'll end up with a horrible pawn structure and we'll be able to castle. So I don't think they'll do that. After knight takes d4, they will take our bishop. But my feeling is that that allows knight takes c2. Which is actually a fork. So then I think they'll probably have to play takes. And then there's no rook e1. Okay, they'll have to play a rook c1 or something, and then we can just come back to e6. So let's do that. Exploiting the pin on the c3 pawn. Yeah, done. So now knight takes c2. So picking up a second pawn, I think. Unless I'm missing something. So let's just think about what happened. I think they've still got a bishop on c1. Yeah, they've got bishop on c1 and c4. We've got a knight on d4. And a bishop on c8. We've got queen on e7. They've got a queen on e1. And they've got a rook on f1 and a king on g1. Their pawn structure, let's just see it again. Pretty sure it's this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and ours is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very easy to understand. Knight c2, do they have rook? The queen d2. If we take here, they've got rook e1, winning the queen. Dirty. Very dirty. Ah, that's annoying. That's annoying, but it's just true. If we could extricate the knight, and we could get a lot of material for that, but I don't think we can. So anyway, our knight's fine on d4 for the time being. I think. Okay, but this isn't working out quite as I expected it to, so that's kind of annoying. Should we just drop back to e6? Oh, hang on, we can trade queens and drop back to e6. That's what we should do. We should trade queens and drop back to e6. Perfect. I believe this. Let's go. Good, we found a solution. Now, the question remains, or the question opens. Do they have enough compensation for the two pawns? We'll let the engine answer that for us later. But I believe... it's only one pawn. Okay, it's only one pawn. Do they have compensation for one pawn? Yes, I'd say so. Yeah, I thought that that's what they do, so... Wait, no, g6 is actually... g7 is defended. Okay, but the knight was also attacked, so... I think this is good. Enough compensation for the pawn? Probably. They've got excellent development and a bishop pair. Great pair of bishops. Okay, if I go here, I'm losing pawn, I think. So do I have to go this way? Maybe. There's also d5, but that doesn't look like it does anything. Oof. But then there's c6. Okay, let's just go. We've lost way too much time already. Oh, you know what? We can't play bishop b7 because d7's hanging. Rook d3. Okay, how can we solve this problem? Like so. Rook e3, sorry. Are they going to just go here? Rook g3. And that's quite bad. Okay, they play bishop. Really? Okay. What's that all about? Maybe they want their rook here on h3. Okay, so, and if that's true, okay, can we play knight f4 for a start? We need to play. I think now's the optimal moment to play d6. Pawn on b4, and c2. This position's hard to understand. Okay, I'm just gonna go this way. I thought that's what would happen, and the reason that I kind of wanted that to happen is because this looks good now. Okay, maybe not that, but certainly this. "40 seconds. Why do we get into these ridiculous time scrambles? Probably rook g3 is what's going to be played. Interesting. If we play h6, then they've got bishop g7, king g7, and then f4. Which is annoying. But I guess we've also got knight back to e6. Oh. Rook h4. Okay, rook h4. Same situation. f4 might be played. Have I got an answer to that? Knight e5, I guess. Knight e4, sorry. My knight can go to oh, it can't go to e4. Oh, blunder. Knight e4. Bishop takes d3. My d8. Rook hangs. Okay, so... Oh, you know what we've got? Boom. Bishop g4 is a threat. And I think they may have seen it. But still. Well, bishop g4 anyway, I think. Do we have knight here? Look, let's just do it. And then just drop back to e6, I think. Because they're going to go here. Rook h4, think it's the only move. Stupid, but do I have bishop f3? Takes is a fork where they can't actually defend either rook. But something tells me that that's not going to work, so just drop back in here. f4. I don't know. What do we want to do now? Oh, hang on. Okay, we're all good. Difficult. Maybe we want to play c5 and get our center rolling, but they got a pawn on b4. That's so annoying. That's not that annoying, is it? Just trade. f4 is a nuisance. The move I'd really like them to play is like g3. So I can just sink my knight into f3, but I mean, that's obviously not going to happen. We've only got 22 seconds, so what's our plan? I guess we want to get this rook into the game. We want to push our queenside pawns. Yeah, I want to get that rolling. Get this d pawn rolling. So c5. Hang on. Yes, we've got a pawn on b6 already. So c5 is the move that we want to play next. Where's their bishop? It's here. And another bishop here. It's just slicing down the position. I mean, bishop takes g7 just looks like it's going to be played at some point. Somehow it looks like it's just going to be devastating, but maybe it won't. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it's not a sound sacrifice at all. Okay, rooks. Where are their rooks? Here. Okay, they've gone bishop. It's attacking our knight. Okay. Oh, delicious, delicious. Look at this. Whoops. Tactical defense. F3 played. Okay. Now what do we do? I guess we just drop back here, right? That's probably the thing that we do. Where's our bishop? There it is. F4 played. We can get to G4. Then we can start rolling soon. 9 seconds on the clock. Cool as a cucumber. The bishop on c1 doesn't really have a life with this pawn on f4. Oh no, it's on f3, isn't it? It's on f3. Oh, is this rook kind of trapped now? Oh, where is the rook? The rook's on h4. It's trapped. And I can go h5. Okay. Or hang on. No, okay. What's that? I don't really know what that is, so I'm just going to go here. The rook went to e5. Huh? That I don't understand. Okay, I'm going to take it. Rook takes. King g7. Attacking the rook. There's no rook h7 because my knight's here. Rook there. I'm just going to try and trade these rooks off now. Rook g5 would be an idea. No, so I should go rook. I should go rook g8 next. Once I've got this rook off the 6th rank, yeah, as it goes, so rook g8. So I can meet rook g5 with king f8. Did I hang d5? No, because my knight's protecting it. Okay. By the way, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I understand. So I think I can see where the pawns at f4 played. Okay, well, let's go here next then. By the way, king g8 was a move there. Sorry, king f8 would have threatened knight takes f4. Okay, cool. Fine with all of this. Oh, I've got an extra piece. Where is it? I've got a bishop here. His rook's hanging. His fucking rook's hanging. There's not any more. Rook check. What's that? Rook. That was a check. I I don't think there's anything. So no, this is a check which forces the bishops off, right? Okay, knight here. Where's my bishop here? Can I just take this now? Oh, come on. Happy with that. Wow. Unsound sacrifice from our opponent. We managed to hold on. Good work. Good work. Okay. Well, we gained a sum total of 9 rating points in this session. Let's have a quick look through this game. Will we ever get toasted? Let's have a look. I mean, this was such a bad move. Knight f6. Okay, knight c3, bishop e4. This is familiar territory. Don't think this is good. Looks like knight e4 is the way forward. Castles. Maybe this is a fine gambit. Like it's interesting. Queen e1. Yeah. Looks fair. Okay, I'm glad we didn't go for queen c2 because I think knight c2 because I think queen d2 was good. Let's just put that on the board and see. Queen d2 looks like a bit of a problem because if we take here, then they got this, and then our knight's just trapped, right? So I'm glad we didn't go for that. So instead, we traded queens and then went knight e6. And that's when things started to get difficult. Okay, so the idea of rook d8 was I wanted to play d6, but I couldn't do it immediately. Or I could have done it immediately, actually. I didn't see that I had a pawn on f7. Okay, so rook d8 was a bit weird. Bishop d3. Now here I really wanted to play knight f4, but I thought they might play bishop h7. So for example, knight f4, if they go bishop h7, to justify this I have to do something like this. Maybe they've got a way of... Oh, hang on. Wow. King h7 and they're toasted, aren't they? Oh, they've got bishop f5. No, they don't. Oh, look, this is fine. Okay, I missed that. Okay, let's see if knight f4 is the move here. Okay, no, knight f4. Wow, they can actually do this. And what's the idea? Aha, okay, like I said, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's just better there. So good I did avoid that. But I think the move I played got me into trouble. Knight here. Yeah, white's better now. I quite like what's happened here. It just looks like we consolidated nicely. Wow, I'd played c5. I didn't even notice or remember that I played c5. Okay, this was probably an unsound sack. And I think we reacted well. Open up the back rank.
Blunder.
Well, I missed the opportunity to take this rook, but you know, I couldn't see the pieces. Rook g8, I thought that was it. And you know, I'm really happy with that move. I'm really happy with that. This bodes well. Rook g8 is a nice defensive move. It allows me to control the g file and bring my king back through f8, so I'm really happy with that. f4. Okay, once again, I didn't see that this bishop even was here. There was attacking h3. Quite often, you know, when you've got extra material, you forget about it. You somehow think that there's a balance going on. and because my opponent's only got one minor piece, I'm thinking I've only got one minor piece. So I forgot where my bishop was. King f8. It's actually the only legal move. Yeah, now I realised that I could take the rook on h3. We're going to get a proper analysis scene ready for the next stream. Yeah, and this just looks, that was a nice finisher. Took with the pawn, probably should have taken with the rook. And then we managed to see that f5 was hanging. And here our opponent hit the resign button. Alright, you know, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. We played some good chess, I think, at times. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to be away for a few days, but we're going to get back. And then we'll have an analysis scene. Hopefully we, we'll carry on up the rating system. But yeah, join us again on Full Board Vision. See you all later.